What are some of the more recent things you've learned about stand-up, like within your own stand-up? Like, oh, I just kind of unlocked this thing that I realize is going to make my comedy better. Like, oh, I'm not interacting with the guests enough. I'm not giving eye contact, or like whatever, like, or about your joke writing. Is there anything you've learned recently?
I was like having trouble with the crowd work thing. Like with the crowd work and stuff, I just feel like I'll like just pick someone. And I'm like, ooh. And then like, I just know, and I feel bad for them sometimes because it's been hilarious. Like some people are just like, no, like don't. But I think that has been a big thing that definitely like getting to be able to talk to people and like kind of interact with them makes for a better like situation. Sometimes it's been like better than I imagined just out of the fact that I like brought somebody else in that was a stranger. So
yeah, I think people want to, you know, I mean, granted, you don't want people heckling you or interrupting the show, but I think at the end of the day, people want to feel like they're part of the experience. So whether you're interacting with them in that kind of way where you're doing crowd work or you're bringing up topics that's relatable to the audience. I think that's the big thing too, is like if you can't speak with them directly face to face, you can at least bring up topics that are going to make people go like, I know what she's talking about. And that's what makes people laugh. Like if other people are like, oh yeah, I've had that ridiculous experience, you know?
The bonding in the crowd. Yeah. I had that a few times. It's like these girls are like, yeah, tell me more. And I'm like, oh.
I wrote a suicide joke once, like, so going back to like pushing the line. I tried it like 2 or 3 times and like I was ready to give it up. I'm like, all right, I just don't think this joke will ever work because it's a little too dark. And one person in the audience, they like started cracking up. Like it was one of the loudest laughs I ever got. It wasn't the whole crowd. It was just this one man.
And then you're like, do you want the number for the suicide hotline? Like that's when you have to, I'm like, I would be concerned.
And then, like after the show, he came up to me. He's like, that thought you said, I've had that exact same thought. And like, I'll actually just tell it to everybody because I don't think it'll ever actually work as a joke. I think I said like, because I've had a history of like mental illness and depression, stuff like that. And the joke was, and you're probably not going to laugh and neither is anybody because nobody laughs at it. But the joke was like, it was something like, I knew I was in a dark place when the way I talked myself out of killing myself was realizing that if reincarnation was true, if I killed myself, I just have to come back again. Like, so like the quickest way, like if reincarnation is real, the quickest way to just disappear is to live this life so I don't have to reincarnate. Cause like whatever, it was like this kind of dark thought and no one ever liked it. And this one guy just like laughed his ass off. And then after the show, he was like, I've had that same exact thought. So like there was just a niche audience for that thought. But the point I'm getting at here is like, that's the goal of comedy is to connect with the audience. And obviously that thought didn't connect with a wide audience.
It's too bad we can't take like a survey beforehand and like, be like, so what are you guys into?